So we're on Redstone Part 5, and starting over because the other one, I tried to make a matrix decoder on the back of it, and then I could not figure out how to make one, so I gave up, scrapped the idea. We're here again with another one. So this technically should be Part 1, but it's Part 5. And right now I have this done. So that's the whole rest of the screen that I have to program. But here's the this is an encoder basically just found the back of a 7-segment display. So it has letters in it, so if I go to the front, and then that is a call stack, I have to stack it. But it can do letters, and then I gotta figure out where those two went. So basically that's what I'm doing right now, and it's kind of a pain to find the letters from how I built this right now, so it's gonna be a bit of a challenge. And this is the decoder. So that's what this mainly is going to be, just trying to stack this up and then sync the on off to it. So repeater here. And then I will like stack this over a couple times just so I don't have to like copy and paste it or build it 1,000 times over, because it's pretty long, and then therefore it would take me hours to do it. So one of those rows right there, I pasted it down 16 times. One row right here took 3 hours to build, because I had to build all that by hand. And then like the rest of it, like the not as important stuff, but the stuff that's still important, like this we could live without, and then just have to like plug in the values manually. But I want this thing to be like a computer, so it does everything for you. And then that way it's easier on the user that's playing it, and I also can't give you guys a world download until I figure it out. But until then, this is just gonna be me just basically building this for fun. And then place this here, do this, bring this all the way down. Thank God I only have one more. Cause I could always like, no, I can't do that. I was gonna say I could use but alright. So basically, I'll demonstrate this. So data for this is where you place a torch. So this holds 1 bit of data, which then goes down to whichever letter that is. So this thing, I made it long, so then that way I can hold multiple words. I feel like this is just an encoder into an encoder, but I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I believe this is an encoder, just based on how I'm building it. I'm just gonna finish this 1 or 2 last rows, and then that should be good. And then how I copy and paste it's with the structure block, because I found it to be the easiest, because the HUD on it, Java players have like the worst HUD for it, but us Bedrock players, just me, get it pretty easy. So that's what I've basically been up to, is doing this entire thing by hand with like a very little amount of copy and paste. Well, not, I shouldn't say very little, because I have to design all of this stuff, like all that I designed. And this screen is a basic binary screen. It's nothing special. I use the same screen in all my videos, so it's easier because it accepts binary, which is very, very helpful, because that's all this is binary. I mean, there are other screen designs out there. It's just I found this one to be the easiest, and then it stacks, which is also another great thing. So, last line down. And then the reason why you guys aren't seeing some letters is because those are the ones that have a torch on it, so it's not powered right now, so that should work. Then we get repeaters. I feel like the most time consuming part about this is the repeaters. I wish you didn't have to place them, because it's so annoying. So basically all of those redstone blocks are letters, so that's like W something something something. I don't really know which letters they are, I just know they are letters. So dust there. Fix that. Okay, so then if we go here, place a torch here, depower that. Then we go here, this line. Then we go there. Then here. I think this one already has one on it somewhere. Then take this one off. And then I believe this is the one that has one on. Yep. And this one should have one on it too. Yep. And then if we connect all of these up, so right now it shouldn't say anything if I did it all right. Yes, I made this right. And we take this whole column. Where's the W? There we go. So this is gonna have to go over a bit. Thank God that's not powering. That would be a pain. So if we get, I know it's not like the best of text, but I might just glass tower this all the way up. You know what, that would be the easiest? No, I'm gonna do that. So get that. I just want to see if this will work. Base. No, that one wouldn't work. So right here, here, here. Okay, this will work. And what's great about glass towers in Bedrock is they can go down and up. want everything to have like on the ticks, like no delay on the repeaters, unless I absolutely need it. So take the yellow. Yes, this display is giant. Oh, how did I do that thing over here? Because I'm gonna have multiple lines, so I want to know how I did this. It says block slab, block slab. I changed it all today. It's gonna be better if it's all like one color. It's gonna look nicer too. That thing's huge. Block slab. Then what you can do, then you can have one right here. Then you could, I know you gotta have it up here. It just makes it more compact, because then you don't have to like, it's less complicated. Oh, this one's supposed to be here. And then also, if I want to, I can place a repeater on it. So that's the nice part about this design. And this is gotta get all replaced.
Poop.
It just said poop. with that should do that, fix it, and then boom, boom. So then that's the welcome done. So I mean, I would like if I go back to the other one. That's not that DP. So if I go here, this should, yep. I mean, what I did was I had an encoder for the whole thing. But let me just turn it off real quick. So like I did do this. But number one, it would just be too big because look at the size of this thing. This thing's 19 by 19. And the other screen is much bigger than a 19 by 19. And also, there was the matrix decoder I tried to make, never worked out. All this, all it really is just wiring that just goes into an encoder with the glass tower. So I had an encoder built into the wiring of the screen. So it was much easier. And then it's gonna crash my game. Or not. That's good. So this whole thing would have to be hooked up to an encoder. This whole red thing. And then that would just be too complicated. Because I have so many pixels and this is the size of 1 pixel. That. So if you go all the way down here, I could stop flying and still make it. Just like you can barely tell that there's that 1 pixel right there. But like down here, the numbers kind of show. So like it would just be pointless, but I might do it. Where I put it? Right here. So like basically, the 1 wire. Shut that. So we get a button here. Get this. It should be powered off. Okay, so the animation isn't the cleanest, but it works. And the W and the M are just flipped. So if we get this and then hook it up to a T flip-flop. Oh, I have such a hard time making them. Oh my god. I also am going to copy my shift register. Just because. So here. Oh, and also, so I made this when, so we had a snow day. It was like a 3-hour delay or something. And then I just basically built this whole thing in a 3-hour delay. So that 20 should be good. 26. What's that number? Z. It's not going back. Okay, so that's shift register. Save that. Now here's the T flip-flop. So start here, I guess. It should save the whole thing. So if I just get down by 1, then go up. Save this as T flip-flop. And the reason why I teleport so far away from one design is so that way my game doesn't lag as much. So if we load T flip-flop here, no, here. Then bring this design, or bring that there, and that there, and it should work. Okay. Alright, let me load in the shift register. So okay. Oh! Well, that's not a shift register. But this, I think, works. Okay, so we can write. So we have let's make it 3 bits of data. So we would write 3 bits of data. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we could push 3 times and it would be out. This is useful when you stack it. So basically, I gotta figure out how to stack this. But so the inputs would be not there, they would be on the side. So let me try and redesign this whole thing. So that, I need that, Target bot. Okay, so the green stuff, no, the orange, I'm gonna do that first. This. The orange is easy because it's just this. And then it's just repeater, comparator, repeater, comparator. Now, make sure if you're copying this, do subtract. Let me just see how so I have this all in Java, and I'm transferring it onto Bedrock because Bedrock's easier to stream. So if I go here, I mute the audio. Mute. And what did I do? Oh, so I just turned it all into glass towers. Okay, so if I stack this up, how many times did I stack it? 1, 2. Alright, so I gotta stack this up 10 times. Oh boy. Let me just do that real quick. So 10. Okay, so we have 2. Alright, 2 dust. Okay, that's that. Alright, so that's 3. I also gotta, so I know the basics of binary, like, but I also gotta figure out how to, like, add in binary. Because I have no clue how to add binary. Because this is all a binary, this you add stuff, so it's gonna be complicated. So that's 4. So this center part's always the hardest part, because the rest is just glass towers. Should be 3 and then 2 dust. Let's see if I can do this one without looking down. Did I get it? Yes, I did. So how many times did I- Halfway done. Okay, note to self, cannot flick the letters. And do this one completely no looking. I think they're just getting easier at this point. So it would be 8, 9, 10. So that's how many more I need. Thank God I only need to do a few more. Getting sick of doing the same thing over and over. Okay, so that's the center part done. Now let me go back over on Java and just see how to do this. Okay, so the green line, oh, this is all. So basically, this is gonna be the smaller version of what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna make a bigger version later. So basically over here is where, if I go over here, that green part should be over there. But I'll have to do this every single time. So there should be a repeater here. And then how did I do this? Okay, so this I gotta move over here. You know what, screw that, I'm gonna do that later. So, I'm gonna figure out what to do with this giant screen. And I'm also gonna try and add some like cool functions to it that would be productive. But I'm gonna later today. Oh, it's already 4:30. So later today, I'm gonna finish that. Oh, what's it called? I'm gonna finish call stack. And then I'm also gonna figure out some cool functions to do, like, and then I also gotta like wire this whole thing up. This is over 64 blocks long. I don't know what the dimensions are of it. I just put like 40,000 cells. I think it's like 100 something by 100 something, including the bottom, but that part you can't technically use. So basically all I have to do really is extend this out, break this, move this over there, and then put these up here. So basically all I'm gonna do real quick. And then I have to do that here too, so I'm just gonna do this real quick, the easy part. Oh my god, what am I doing? Why am I placing random blocks? Oh my god. So basically all this is a bunch of repeater locks. And then this I have the glass tower. I mean, obviously there is another design with barrels, but I'm gonna pull it up real quick because I had this on a separate world. I mean, it uses barrels and a bunch of random repeaters. It's a bit more complicated, but this design that I have is much easier to replicate back on Bedrock, and then the other one uses barrels with like complicated. You know, I'm just gonna try and figure this out real quick without trying to make it overcomplicated. And then we get the glass. So I need green glass and blue glass. So if we place a glass block here, that won't work. Why is it not working? Oh. Okay, so I'm not gonna replicate that. I'm gonna just do easier design. So I'm gonna go out here. Get a torch. This should, yep. Power that. No! I let it have to go down to extend the signal. Okay, there we go. So then we just copy this over, so block here. Just like that. Torch. Okay, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. So it's a block here. Oh, that won't work. This has to go out and up. There we go, that's why it works now. Okay, that works. So bring these out. Okay. Get this to 1. Bring this up like 20. That should work. Save this as GT, glass tower. Load. Load. Break. That's that's one of the sections done. Okay, so now, what do we do with the blue? Oh, this is, okay. So right next to the glass tower, I'm gonna do the one next to the target block, so that way it's just easier. So it's let's just, it's 1, 2, 1. So it's repeater, redstone dust. Every time. So I'm gonna bring all that stuff over there. I don't need the torch. So move this there. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is done. And then the glass tower on the back of it. So, oh yeah. So I forgot to do this part. So this part's a bit more complicated. So for this one, that, then block here. Oh, that's too high, so it goes like that. With dust here. And then it's the 3 blocks here. Yeah. And then with these two, it's a repeater here. And this one, well, I don't even have to bring down. So, break this repeater here. I can bring this down, I think. I shouldn't have an issue. Yeah. What if I just do that and then bring this all the way to the ground? Okay, repeater here then. And repeater here, I guess. Okay, so then with these two, should all be working. Okay. And on the second repeater, which is here, there should be a repeater here. This is not my design. I'm following it off someone else. So, if you're wondering. Then block there, repeater torch. Why is this being powered? Repeater here then. Simple. So fix that. That right there. That's good. Those two powered. Glass tower here then, I believe. Nope. So it's a whole row of blocks up until, yep, so that's all right. So then there should be, oh well. So I guess that's that. I'll figure that out later. I'm not in the mood to do it right now. So basically, this thing's gonna be huge. I'm also gonna try to make an on animation with it, but I don't know how that would go. Cause you have to factor like, so let me clear out my inventory. You have to factor one row starts here. That whole row just took me like 30 seconds to do. Can you imagine doing that about 100 more times? So right now this computer is pretty basic. So what I'm gonna hopefully do is I'm gonna have a line at the bottom. So this thing, I want it to program images, or like where the user can program images and then encode them. So I'm gonna end up making an encoder on the back of this thing anyway. No, I'm gonna make some RAM storage at the back, read and access memory, because ROM is an encoder basically, so like that's read on, yeah. So basically what that problem is pretty bad problem, if I were to say the least. And then I think it goes, yeah. So right here, this, if we go here, there's a whole entire row of just missing. I'm just gonna do this, so it's easy for me to see where I need it. Okay, so that whole row should be good. Then we put it here. So this screen does have some issues with it. You know what I might just do? I might just fill in the whole back with redstone. So then that way I could just test for dead pixels. Because like these are just a pain. So it's like this should hopefully be the last of it. I'm gonna do like every other one. Okay, now I gotta get down. So it starts at 94. $94 to 84, so it's 100 blocks. So it's a 50 by 50. Okay, any dead? Oh, we should be good then. Oh, and then also, if you're wondering, all those target blocks are one, like, pixel. I was gonna do those all the way up, but then I realized all the all the inputs were on the bottom. So, and if they were on the top, they'd have to be in the back. But then, that would have to be like, it would be so complicated just to that bottom row on. Yeah. Oh no, I can't, because then that would now. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and make some RAM and some ROM. So then that way the user can input sprites and lines and whatever the heck they want. And then I was gonna make a clear function. So, and then for the ROM is just gonna be like set images. So like basically if I were to make a smiley face, I could make a jumbo one on this one. Like the eyes could be 3 by 3. That seems about right for an eye. Okay, so one eye there. Which row is it on? Here. 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna make a serious face, so then that way it's easier. 1, 2. Too long. Yeah. So you could do stuff like that. So the memory on this thing, I'm gonna try to make it big. So then that way, not just for show, just so it can hold all the data I want it to hold. So I gotta figure out like a design, and then I gotta stack it 1,000 times. So that's just basically one thing a player could do. So I'll do part 4 maybe like tomorrow or something, or whenever I feel like it. But that's the screen encoder, the one line T flip flop, the oh god, it's gonna kill me the name of that thing. The letters, then so that right there, that's gonna have to be a lot bigger for what all the functions are, and then this it's gonna be like the oh, what's that game called where like they have all the wires coming out of the body, and, like yarn and stuff. It's gonna be like that with 1,000 wires coming out of it. And I'm also gonna try and make it have numbers in it, so like that you could input your own number. But for that, I'm also gonna need a shift register. But shift registers multiply. So like, if you were to input like, well that green one doesn't work. So so that green thing, that is a shift register that multiplies. So it's complicated, and then I'll get back to you guys once I have the memory and many more things. So I will see you in part